Is this thing on? Okay, hello, it's me. Today we will be talking about changes over the course of the 20th century that impact the demography of the 21st century. We will discuss the Immigration and Naturalization Acts, social and demographic changes, as well as the evolution of American economy. To start, Emma, want to kick us off with some contextualization?
Sure. Here's a chart of the varying populations of different ethnicities throughout the U.S. since the 1980s. Beginning in the 1920s, America was based off a quota system that used past figures for each nationality. Civil rights then called for equal treatment regardless of race. Immigration shifted from Europe to Latin America and Asia, while the civil rights movement helped advocate for changes to the immigration system. President Kennedy gave a speech in 1963 calling the then current quota system intolerable. Later, in October 1965, after his assassination, Congress signed the act into law. Many did not think the law would change anything. President Lyndon B. Johnson said the new legislation is not a revolutionary bill. It does not affect the lives of millions. It will not reshape the structure of our daily lives or add importantly to either our wealth or our power. Yet, influences on the immigration decision were now based on categories, not race. Aspects such as being a relative to a U.S. citizen were taken into consideration. This was useful for refugees and allowed families to be reunited. On the other hand, caps on immigration for each country still existed, even though they were based on categories.
As the years go on, immigration continues to grow from a variety of different places, as you can see in Emma's chart. For example, according to current projections, non-Hispanic whites will make up barely one-half of the population by 2050 and will lose their majority status by 2060. Immigration developed many social changes in America regarding family patterns and marriage traditions. Immigration plays a large role in population growth because U.S. fertility is low. Additionally, in regards to social changes at the end of the century, many young people were more likely to wait to get married, and significant numbers gave evidence of never marrying at all. Aligning with marriages, cohabitation became common for Americans before or in between marriages. However, a new trend is evident, that marriages are more likely to end in divorce than when one partner passes. Therefore, the evolution of demography in America has greatly influenced the diversity in America as well as familial traditions. Today we have a mystery quote. It says, "If we cannot now end our differences, at least we can help make the world safe for diversity." So who said it? It was Kennedy.
At the beginning of the 20th century, industrialization was the source of growth of big cities, particularly in the Midwest and Northeast. By the mid-1900s, there was an immense population shift to the Sun Belt, while people all over the country moved from city centers to suburbs. Now, immigrants from Latin America and Asia are joining the African Americans and American Indians, who have always been a part of the U.S. population and its diversity.
These immigration trends are likely to continue as less developed countries send more immigrants that have a surge of young people in their population due to high birth rates. Young adults in these countries tend to move, especially when jobs are scarce in their native countries. Aligning with possible job opportunities, in 1900, the United States was still largely an agricultural economy. However, this was an economy in which industrialization was well underway. By the end of the century, the United States has become primarily a service economy, although manufacturing still played an important role.
There's a lot of diversity at Marston High School, and it's exposed me to a lot of new cultures and new ideals, and it's very nice.
The coexistence of multiple races.
Nate DeFerris.
Diversity needs to be more widespread.
Overall, the drastic changes in America's immigration during the 20th and 21st centuries greatly influenced its economy, politics, and society. People from refugee countries can enter the country more easily. Those who are married to a U.S. citizen can now be reunited with their families, and they are joining the American workforce. The Immigration and Naturalization Act of 1965 revolutionized American immigration as seen throughout history and today.